What's up, party people? It's your girl. Welcome to China, and hello, my friends, and welcome to my channel. Today, y'all, we're going to be talking about Malcolm and Marie because our girl Zendaya has been getting a lot of backlash. We're going to talk about the movie because I finally have seen it. But before that, hit that subscribe button. I'm on my way to 700 subscribers, y'all. I cannot believe it. Let's do this thing. Malcolm and Mother Lovin' Marie. So if you don't know what Malcolm and Marie is, I'm not going to go over it with you. Look it up. It's a movie about a black couple. One is an actress, one is a director. Got it? Let's get into it. So with that being said, that is already an issue. And I'm going to get into my first theme. While actors and artists should not date each other, actor, director, actor, artist, actor, whatever you want to put, we should not date each other. I'm going to tell you why. I am a professional actor. For those who do not know, I went to acting school. I also have dated my acting classmates before. It always goes sour. Let me tell you, take it from me. This is why they're clashing. Because the whole issue that Zendaya's character had, Marie, was that she was not cast in her director boyfriend's movie. If they weren't actors, or if she wasn't an actor, if he wasn't director, or vice versa, this problem wouldn't exist. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm starting off hot. This problem would not have existed, if you guys understand that. It's a lot of things about the shitting where you eat, or the element of, not dating your boss or things like that. When you're in the creative space of acting and arts, it's no boundaries, so we have to create those for ourselves, even though it's hard. But yeah, they didn't create those boundaries and they fell in love. So they were SOL, and then that's why Marie was looking at SOL and not getting thanked, embarrassed by Malcolm. Anyway, actors and actors, not with it. Directors, I'm good on that. Theme number 2, dating broken women and or men. We're going to talk about the theme of dating broken women only because Malcolm was the one person that talked about him having a lot of broken relationships with women, and then I'm going to get to Zendaya and Marie's vices. So let's stick with Malcolm. Malcolm in the scene, if you don't recall, she was in the bathtub and she said all these foul things to him, and then Malcolm goes to tell her that the movie truly isn't about her. It's about this girl, that girl, the other girl, and they all, one woke up that had an addiction just like Zendaya's character, and it was just a mess. So basically, he was dating a bunch of Maries, long story short, before he got to Marie. That is a trend line. That is, that's something that's called, liking toxic traits, right? That's something that, it's something on the inside of us that attracts us to that. It's the vibration. It's, her being a drug addict and him getting attracted to her and still, liking her and getting her off of drugs. So they've told us that was still something that attracted him, being attracted to someone who's broken, someone not together. Same thing as Marie and her vices. She was attracted to someone who was broken as well. He has had a lot of issues. She also has cheated on him with friends that we find out. A lot of foul things that has happened in their relationship. So it's like, soon as you get on Team Malcolm, you're like, okay, Malcolm, Marie's bogus. Then you get back on Team Marie. And that's how relationships really are. And I really feel like this was, if it was anything, this was a movie that was a true depiction of a couple's, one of their worst arguments. I was watching a clip from Shan Boodram, who's here on YouTube, Shan Booty, one of my favorite YouTubers. And she was talking about, this was not looked out of the lens that this is their first very bad argument. People want to mark this film as being an abusive and narcissism and toxic women and men. Like, okay, that's cool and all, but if y'all gonna act like people don't argue and it was just that uncomfortable for you guys to especially watch a black couple argue, then okay. Because a lot of the reviews and things that I've been seeing, I'm just like, are you guys really that out of touch with really how relationships are, especially in modern day? Hell, I was surprised he didn't strike her in the face. That's what would have been expected. And correct me if I'm wrong. People were waiting for it to escalate further, so don't even try that. That's why I didn't agree with some of these reviews, because I'm like, are you really that out of touch with relationships, and or you don't have any empathy, and or you just don't understand how they work? Not saying at all that this is positive, they need to go to therapy, but these things are all unsaid. But what is said is, this looked like a real argument to me. You can take it for what it is, take it for what it's not like how it's set up, not like the director, whatever. But this was an argument to me, okay? And this all stemmed from her just wanting her acknowledgement. Marie just wanting to say thank you to her. And it was interesting that at the end of the argument, how all arguments go as couples, the antagonist, the person who everyone hates, Malcom in this situation, rolls over and says, I'm sorry, I love you, and thank you. And she turns off the light and they go to bed. And let me tell you, that is how I've had an argument like that before. It's like, mother sucker, you gonna make this long to tell me sorry? Come on. And then the backlash. I just want to get into the backlash. But before I get into the backlash, I want to go back. I realized, train of thought. An issue that I did have with this was I think that Malcom and Marie should have been husband and wife. I think that would have been hidden different. I think that would have been completely different. I'm like, if you guys are going to set us up this life of them being together and them having this huge house, obviously this was his first big movie premiere. That was a movie that they've been waiting to get, you know, that one movie. But y'all living in this huge house in California. Obviously she's still doing what she's doing, modeling, acting, whatever. He still has some cheese and cheddar. And, you know, why not be married? Why could they just not make this black couple a married couple? Not they, Sam Livingston. So we're going to now get into Sam Livingston. So a lot of people had an issue with Sam Livingston, and people who do not know who that is, Sam Livingston, whatever his name is, he's the director of Euphoria. If you do not know what Euphoria is, it is a TV show starring Zendaya about a teenage drug addict, like 16, 17, 18-year-olds in high school acting a fool. So it was interesting, again, that people wanted to bring up, okay, she's playing a drug addict again, da-da-da-da-da, but it's like, Zendaya has made this a part of her character type. I hate to break it to you. I would never look at Zendaya and be like, oh, you're gonna play a drug addict, but she definitely serves us drug addict, and that's okay. But glam, model, drug addict, the real drug addicts that exist, that are functioning, that you don't know about. You know, so I don't think that was too off kilter. And also, they were doing this movie in between. For Zendaya to say in an article, you guys, that she feels like her agency has been taken away from her based upon this movie and how people are reacting to it, it's just crazy to me. She's a beautiful actor. She's a great actor. John David is an amazing actor. Denzel Washington's son. Are you serious? Also, the backlash that people were getting was that, again, it was a white director. So they questioned whether he can depict, or, you know, if he should be the person to do a rendition of a black couple, especially going through it or arguing. And Zendaya came to the defense and said that when this movie was created, they created this movie and still had her and John David in mind. Like, I think people, and it's interesting, I think people lose the grasp of really how creativity works. And it's very interesting. You guys actually, motherfuckers, don't know Zendaya, because if you were a real actor and you understood how Hollywood works, she was definitely in the mix of this movie, especially working with the director that directs one of the biggest shows of her career and one of the biggest shows on HBO right now. So I get it, but we're gonna act so brand new and act like white directors do not direct or produce or do any type of black film. So stop it. I don't think this man is racist. I don't think any of those things. It's just a film. So if it's just a film that you don't care about, then just keep it pushing. Another thing, the age differences. The age differences was something that really, really agitated me, because people want to talk about John David being 10 years older than Zendaya. Zendaya is 24. John David, I believe, is 33, 34. So people had an issue with that as well. Last time I checked, she's an actor. Last time I checked, he's an actor. Last time I checked, when you're over the age of 18, Hilary Duff was kissing on and on stuff on Chad Michael Murray in the Cinderella story, let me take it back, and he was like 21, 22, and she was 16. That was her first kiss. So stop it. They take a lot more innocence off screen from teenagers than this movie within itself, with someone who has been out of her teenage years, who hasn't been underage hell for 8 years of her life. So can you stop? Can you stop? Like, the element of saying that age was an issue is just so astounding to me, that people are that sensitive now, that y'all want to go ahead and bring up. That's disgusting. You're just ignorant. You know nothing about film. You know nothing about acting, and you shouldn't be able to watch a film like this, because obviously, even if it's just on Netflix, it's too much for the simple mind. That's all I'm going to say with that. It was offensive to me that it did get a lot of bad reviews, because I did like the movie. I think that it wasn't a bad depiction. I think that it served what it served. I got a little confused about you know, whether they were going to be together towards the end, where was this going to go. But then the way that it ended just like how a couple ends. That's how it is, literally. Another movie to watch that I felt like this reminded me of that has huge dysfunction is called Blue Valentine with Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams, the white Michelle Williams, not the one from Destiny's Child. Watch that movie if you're still here. Blue Valentine. It shows a real depiction of a couple through arguing, and they ended up leaving each other in divorce, and it does not have a happy ending whatsoever. It was one of my favorite movies of all time since I was probably 12 years old, and that's so weird, but it just intrigues me. Relationships, love, things we talk about. So I would love to know what you guys think about this movie, the topics, the themes that I brought up. I will say them once again: dating broken women or men, artists dating other artists, just being someone's girlfriend and how they never dealt with their issues. They just let these things boil up and just never dealt with them. So with that being said, you guys, I would love to know what you think about this movie, how you feel. Did you think that this would be something that you would watch? Let me know. Bye, y'all.